All right, everybody. Kmess here for the Birds vs. Boys breaking news, Cowboys COVID concerns, quick update podcast here. Not going to go into too many details concerning the Cowboys Thursday night game in New Orleans. For that, make sure you check out this week's edition of Birds vs. Boys that will drop on game day, Thursday. We actually have Ari Temkin that's going to be on with us, who does the Dallas Cowboys pre and post game show on 105.3 The Fan with Brian Broaddus to help us dive deep into the Dallas Cowboys and the New Orleans Saints, who apparently are making a quarterback change and possibly going to Taysom Hill against the Dallas Cowboys. But Aiden and I will jump all into that, as well as the Eagles game and the Eagles collapse against the Giants on our show that will drop this Thursday everywhere Birds vs. Boys podcast can be available, on Apple, Spotify, YouTube. Check out our Twitter page, Birds vs. Boys Pod, our TikTok and Instagram as well. But right now, like I did when Amari Cooper tested positive for COVID-19, I'm here to just break down a little bit of what's going on this situation now, with the Cowboys having 11 players and coaches testing positive or in COVID-19 protocol in the past 10 days. Again, like the Amari Cooper deal, if you watched that video, I'm not pretending like I'm the first one reporting this, okay? Adam Schefter reported it, Michael Gelkin, all those guys. I'm just here to talk through it a little bit. Maybe take a deep breath and figure out who is going to be handling the head coaching position and what else could happen this week. So, the Dallas Cowboys have been in a heightened protocol because of the positive tests that have been leaking in lately. Obviously, we all know about Amari Cooper a little over 10 days ago, testing positive on a Friday right before the Kansas City game. He missed the Chiefs game and the Thanksgiving Day game against the Raiders on Thursday. Cowboys losing both of those games back to back and losing 3 out of their last 4 games, dropping to 7-4. But now they also have wide receiver Robert Foster, who's on the practice squad in COVID protocol. Wide receiver TJ Vasher, who's on the reserve non-football injury list on the COVID protocol. Tight end Blake Jarwin, who's also on injured reserve, tested positive. And then, quote unquote, starting right tackle, backup left tackle, apparently can do it all for this team, Terrence Steele, tested positive for COVID on Sunday, and that put him automatically out for the Thursday game. And then Mike McCarthy was on 105.3 The Fan Monday morning. Everything was fine. He said yesterday we were at 100% negative rate. We're hoping for that again. Cowboys were doing virtual meetings, and then they were doing their walkthroughs in person. So players were coming in the Star, getting their breakfast, making sure their iPads were all up to date, going home, doing virtual meetings, and then coming back for practice. And then it comes out the news that Mike McCarthy, head coach of the Dallas Cowboys, has tested positive as well, will be out for the Thursday game in New Orleans, along with other coaches, Cedric Smith, strength and conditioning assistant, Joe Philbin, the offensive line coach, Kendall Smith, the strength and conditioning assistant as well, Harold Nash, who's also the strength and conditioning coordinator, Jeff Blasco, offensive line assistant, and Scott Tolzien, offensive assistant. So a lot of their strength guys are out, and offensive assistants are out, along with Mike McCarthy and Terrence Steele for this Thursday. That's a lot of kind of bad news, right? You never want to lose your head coach heading into a week that you're playing on a Thursday. You just came off an embarrassing overtime loss to a Raiders team everyone thought they should beat, except for kind of me, because without 48% of your offense and both your starting defensive tackles, it's hard to win against almost any team in the NFL. But now you're on a short week, even though it's a 7-day window from the Thanksgiving Day game to the Saints game, and you're having to put your game plan in kind of virtually, sort of how they did last year. And we all saw how the Cowboys handled that in 2020, and it wasn't great. Cowboys were 6-point favorites. The Mike McCarthy news drops, and now they are 5.5-point favorites, which is pretty funny. Mike McCarthy only drops them a half a point in Vegas. But I'm wearing my Super Bowl 30 hat here. I'm trying to bring some good juju into the Cowboys world here. So, everybody, the big question now is who is going to be the head coach for Thursday night's game, right? There's a lot of experience on the Cowboys staff, right? We could start with Joe Philbin. Well, he can't go because he has COVID as well and is not going to be in this game. And then you could go to Dan Quinn. He was the defensive coordinator in Seattle and then was the head coach in Atlanta. Brought the team all the way to the Super Bowl with a 28-3 lead on the Patriots. And then obviously everybody knows the rest. And then was let go last year by Atlanta and has done a tremendous job as the defensive coordinator for the Cowboys. He would probably be the obvious choice just because of his tenure and his years of coaching as a head coach, his experience as a head coach. But I don't think it's going to be Dan Quinn because I don't think you want to remove him from calling the defense up in the booth. You want him to be what he's been doing all year, be the coordinator of this defense that has been playing above expectations, and he's been very, very good on adjustments in the fly. People always say halftime adjustments. Well, Dan Quinn's been literally adjusting this defense series by series, sometimes play by play. So you don't want to take that away from this defense because I think if Dan Quinn heads to the sideline, you're going to lose some of that. Yes, Joe Witt called the defense in a preseason game this year, but this is prime time Thursday night in New Orleans, especially against a team that may have Taysom Hill at quarterback. Kamara may be back. You don't know the wrinkles that they're going to be throwing in, and you've been struggling to stop and run. You need Dan Quinn up in the booth calling the defense. So then there's, well, why don't they ask Kellen Moore to do it? Again, I say I don't think you want to make this the first time Kellen Moore is a head coach. Thursday night football in the Mercedes-Benz Superdome, or is it might be called something else now? I don't even know. In that crowd noise, do you really want that to be his first time as an acting head coach and take away his play calling abilities? Who then calls the plays? Is it Ben McAdoo, who probably will be the offensive coordinator next year if Kellen Moore leaves? But I don't think you want to take Kellen Moore away from his play calling responsibilities, take his mouth out of Dak Prescott's ear, especially with Dak kind of been struggling, but now getting 19 and 88 back this week. You want them completely dialed in as an offense because you're going to need to score a lot of points to win this game. So I don't think it's Kellen Moore. And I don't think it's Kellen Moore also for the fact that there's no chance Jerry Jones trots Kellen Moore out there for a almost audition for other NFL teams and college teams to see him as a head coach. And then them and if this game went great, they're like, oh, wow. All right. Well, now we've seen him actually do it as a head coach. We're definitely going to bring him in for an interview and then possibly hire him. And then bang, boy genius, who Jerry found, is gone. No chance Jerry trots him out there. So I did see, and I kind of agree that it's going to be Rod Davis. He is the assistant head coach. So that would kind of make sense, right? He's your assistant head coach. So if the head coach is out, wouldn't you just put the assistant head coach in? And then you keep your coordinators, you keep your play callers in their positions. I also saw that maybe Bones Fossil could be the head coach. I'm hearing no on that as well. And again, he's been doing a good job lately. Cowboys have been blocking punts, even though one of them went the other way to Denver. You don't want to take Bones away from what he's been doing. It's focusing on the special teams. So you have Rob Davis, who is the assistant head coach, has been right under McCarthy all season. You have him stand there and be the manager of the entire operation. You keep your defensive coordinator calling the defense. You keep your offensive coordinator calling the offense. You have your special teams coordinator calling the special teams. That's your best bet for me. Have the play callers do their job and have this guy, Rob Davis, handle the overall aspects. And maybe in this instance, fourth down calls, maybe some timeout situations on offense, you give to Kellen Moore, right? In a situation where Mike McCarthy might say, all right, we're going for it on fourth down here. Now you put that in the hands of Kellen Moore. I wouldn't be opposed to that at all. So I think that's what it's going to be. Mike McCarthy is going to be involved all week virtually with the game plan, putting it in through Tuesday and Wednesday, but then obviously will not be traveling with the team to New Orleans. The biggest thing now for me is what happens on Tuesday, Wednesday, and Thursday morning. Praying that no players test positive. God forbid the Cowboys lose Dak or Tony Pollard or CeeDee Lamb or Schultz in this one. That's a backbreaker. Or even, God forbid, Micah Parsons. Those are going every morning when the test results come in. That's going to be the big deal. And yes, every player, every coach, no matter their vaccination status, is getting tested every day because of the heightened protocol that the Cowboys are in. So we'll see what happens with that. I don't think it's time to hit the panic button. I don't think losing Mike McCarthy, unfortunately, is the biggest issue for this team. It's not like the Rams losing Sean McVay because he's their play caller. So we need all the players and the play callers to stay healthy heading into this game Thursday. And I think the Cowboys will be okay. If you want to listen to what I think is going to happen in this game, if you want to hear Ari Temkin, who's on 105.3 The Fan, pre and post game, make sure you check out our full episode that will drop on game day on Thursday. But I think Cowboys getting 19 back, getting 88 back, possibly getting Tank Lawrence, number 90 back for this game is going to help out big time for the Cowboys to get off the snide. Cowboys have lost 2 in a row. Saints have lost 4 in a row. Don't love that. But like I said, wearing the Dallas Cowboys Super Bowl 30 championship hat all week long to bring the good juju in. But all we can do now is wait to see if any other players or coaches test positive. Praying for no, but don't hit the complete panic button yet. I don't think Dallas Cowboys Nation is doing that with just losing Mike McCarthy. Hey, maybe game management, time of possession, timeout calls. Maybe they'll be a little bit better. You never know. And no, I don't want to hear, well, Jason Garrett's sitting out there. I know it's a joke. Don't even want to hear it. All right, tune into the full episode on Thursday. Like I said, we'll drop. Ari Temkin will be joining us, and I will be tasting the tears of one Aiden Powers after the Eagles, who were going on a run, head to MetLife Stadium on Sunday and drop an embarrassing loss to the horrible New York Giants. Both those teams just look terrible. So Mike McCarthy, like I said, is out, but the Dallas Cowboys still have a game to play. Next man up. Catch you guys on Thursday. Go Cowboys.
Chris Hansen here, and I'm going to need you all to take a seat right over there and check out Birds versus Boys.
I think you're completely right here, and I hate it.
Yep. Hey, idiots. Stop doing dumb things. I got 2 phones. Upside alert. I might go insane.
I think you're already there. There's no hope. Hope is gone.
If this was an AFC North podcast, we'd be done in 15 minutes.
Bob Hope.
I'm going to drink bleach. That is
the team you promised me you were going to be this year.
This is the Consciously Hopeful podcast.
I'll be watching.